Cutler lights the last candle, please let it represent the path that brought you here today. I invite you to join with me in prayer. And as we join together in this cosmic stream of pure, divine, loving God consciousness, we recognize and we know there's only one. There's only one energy. There's only one life. There's only one love. And this one I choose to call God. So this vitality and this presence lives and moves and has its expression through each one of us. We are the light. We are the joy. We are the beloved. We are the sacred activity of this energy. So this morning I affirm and I decree that all is well, and that each one of us here is alive, awake, and aware of this essence that expresses as us. I know that we are an excellent idea in the mind of God. And so this morning, we listen with our spiritual ears. We listen to the message from Dr. Heather. We listen to the beautiful music. We listen to the beloved of that person sitting next to us. We listen in love. And we are here on purpose to expand and grow and live our life out loud. So knowing I speak the truth, I know it sets us free. Sets us free to be everything we were meant to be, beautiful spiritual beings. And so I place my word into divine mind. I place it into the universal law that creates everything that we say. And I fill my heart with gratitude and thanksgiving for this time together, for this teaching, for this knowing. And I anchor this prayer in love as we say together, and so it is. And now Tony Sparks will read our declaration and our affirmation.
First, we'll do a declaration of principles. I believe in God, the one creative intelligence, operating through the universe and operating throughout my entire being, now and always. I believe this perfect spirit operates on the thought mind and creates my experience exactly according to my belief. I believe this perfect creative intelligence can be used by me and by every other person to produce health, abundance, and love in mind, body, and total life experience. I use it now, and I rejoice in it, and so it is. And now for our affirmation. I wait for these precious moments, right here in this holy silence. I find God, I find myself, and so it is. Thank you. Another plumber, brother. Hey!
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Merry Christmas.
Mele Konnichiwa. Decided to dress up formal today.
Yeah, you finished building toys in the workshop.
It's been a long month.
Well, good morning, everybody. We're going to start off with a Christmas song. We are the Kalama Brothers. We've been performing music our whole lives together. And when we were kids, and even still now, our favorite Christmas album is John Denver and the Muppets. Maybe you guys know it. Yeah, it's really good. So anyways, we're going to play a song called The Peace Carol from this awesome album.
There you go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The garlands of light, the tattered torn, cloak of the soldier is weathered and worn. What child is this that was poverty born? Peace of Christmas Day. The branch that bears the bright holly, the dove that rests in yonder tree, the light that shines for all to see, the peace of Christmas Day. The hope that has slumbered for 2,000 years, the faith that has silenced 1,000 fears, a promise that can hobble an ocean of tears, the peace of Christmas Day. The branch that bears the bright holly, the dove that rests in yonder tree, the light that shines for all to see, the peace of Christmas Day. And all the grief and the people we bear, toil and strife and the troubles and care. Put them in commons and leave them right there. The peace of Christmas Day. The rain, the bears, the bright holly, the love that rests in yonder tree, the light that shines for all to see, the peace of Christmas Day. The branch that bears the bright holly, the dove that rests in yonder tree, the light that shines for all to see, the peace of Christmas Day. Look at this.
We are to have a mother. Brothers. Wow. So wonderful. We are, I'm very pleased that this morning.
You're not on yet.
I am on.
You're on, but we can't hear you.
Quarter till. So if you can't hear me, it's not me. I'm happy to introduce our youth and family director, because she's going to talk about her ministry and what that is all about. Please welcome Reverend Patty Mercado.
Okay, good morning. I have a few minutes and I'm super excited to share with you about what it is. You give a girl a mic. mic and, you know. So, anybody in here ever been a kid? Yeah, we were all a kid once, right? And the thing that I love about youth church and what I love about what I do is that it's remembering that these children are only children for a minute. It's so quick. It happens so fast. They come in and they're these little tiny babies, and then all of a sudden there's Travis coming in and he's walking around. And then they're going to school, and pretty soon they're in middle school, and their parents are calling me and saying, oh my gosh, they're a teen. And then they're in college, and then they come back as an intern, as a college student. It happens really fast. And what happens in that room each Sunday is really beautiful and really important. So some of the things that we do at our center, and the activities that we do couldn't happen without the team. And so we have a small but mighty team, and I think we're all here today, possibly. So I know Tony is here. Stand up, Tony. Thank you. And Lisa McClure is here. Stand up, Lisa. And is Hans here today? Is Hans here? Oh, thank you, Hans. We love you. He's ill today. It's actually his day to be with me in youth church. And in our team group, we have Marlene Kuckler. And Kay Allen, who isn't here today. Thank you. So our team is so important. And the thing that happens in youth churches is we let the children show us who they are. We invite them to tell us who they are so that then we can meet them and share with them about the spiritual principles that we teach. So it's not childcare, just in case you were wondering. We actually do things in youth church. Our children in our center learn that they are spiritual beings. They learn that they are one with God and each other.
Yeah.
And that they have an intelligent power to use. And so that's what we're doing in there. When we make crafts, it's because there's something meaningful behind that that reminds them when they go home that they have this power and that they get to use it. We remind each other when we look into each other's eyes that we're here to love, that we're here to give and receive. Today we're doing a really beautiful activity on the Christmas gift. So we'll share about that, and maybe one of the kids will later on. But it's so meaningful and so special to have these little lights come in and be part of our community. And so the last thing that I really want to say is that I don't consider youth church to be a satellite or an offspring or something over there that's going on. We're one church.
Yeah.
We are one church. We're one family, and we're all growing up in this family. We're all growing up in it. So my vision is that we're an intergenerational community, and that all ages and stages are welcome, and that we all are growing up inside and outside together. So thank you for letting me share. Love you. See you soon.
Evidently, I'm all fixed up now, and that's so good, because I'm not nearly as good as my staff ministers and assistant ministers are as far as using that handheld mic. So, what?
You're wonderful.
Thank you. My message is the silence. And it's so important. But in the essay that Ernest Holmes writes, it isn't called the silence, it's called, what do we mean by the silence? What do we mean by the silence? And he is really clear, we don't mean what other metaphysical teachings say we mean. He's really clear. What we mean is all of our attention is on the absolute, on God, and absolutely nothing else. When we're in the silence, there's no extraneous chatter. Nothing else is there but God. God as love, God as law, as responsiveness, that's it. Now, it takes 5 pages to say this, which is a pretty long essay for this book. He really wants us to get that we have something else, and something that is so juicy, so easy to use and so easy to understand. And it is this thing that God is present and is responsive to us and is responding to us right here, right now. Every minute, it just says, yes, 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 my beloved, whatever it is, yes. So the silence, and of course, when we access that place, that divine mind, the presence, we usually are very quiet. Our bodies do become still. Unless, of course, we're mystically getting it through rock and roll, and we could. I mean, movement is just as possible to enter the silence that way. As we know, there are many religions that Dean and Lee just talked about it on a Wednesday Wisdom about their trip to Africa and how important the music and the movement is in this Pentecostal church that they were supporting there. It really depends on you, depends on me, but the thing is, it's not something outside yourself. The only connection is here. Through the mind to the heart, there it is. That's the connection to the divine. That's the connection to God. That's the connection to the presence. That's the silence we're talking about. How palpable it is. And I quoted from Jack Fowler's wonderful song, which we used to sing at Asilomar. By the way, Asilomar is back on. Register quickly because it's going to fill up again. It's already sold out once. So go online and see, what is she talking about? Asilomar. It's a wonderful summer retreat, and it's only 4 days this year, so we haven't had it for a few years. So Jack Fowler was one of the musicians that we love because of his authenticity. Because when he would sing and play this song, you felt he meant it. He meant it. And this is the lyrics. In the silence, there is peace. In the silence, there is unspoken joy. In the silence, there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence, I find God. I find myself. I find God. I find myself. That's our journey. That's the journey I invite everyone to be on today and every day. And to take some time, we get so busy. And it's easy to maintain our equilibrium when things are flowing as normal. Well, I came in first of all, it was very late this morning for me. I'm usually here before 8. It was almost, it was about 10 till 8:45 when I walked in, and I'm walking, the ceiling is falling down. Yeah, well, yes, and I'm walking to my office with these gifts in my hand, and the ceiling is falling down. Yes, it does. It may fall right now. So if it does, we'll handle it. It's very light. The great thing about this ceiling is that it doesn't hurt, it's just annoying. And it's only annoying if you let it be annoying. I think I've used that word a couple of times in the last 2 weeks, annoyed. And why would Spirit ever be annoyed? Spirit would never be annoyed. So that is a mistaken perception on my behalf. It was unexpected. It was unexpected. And the unexpected is really what calls us to go deeper into our faith. To say, I really believe that there's God and absolutely nothing else. So that means that when something unexpected occurs, I see God there too. But you don't have to show me right now. You can wait till everybody's out of here. So to see God everywhere and in all things is what we're called to do. That's what, and what a great time of year for us to do that. I know many people are still busy shopping and busy doing their, getting ready for Christmas and for being with friends and family. Some people are already traveling. Anyone that is here, I really hope you'll be here tomorrow night, because at 4:45 we start our caroling, and we have the most wonderful Christmas Eve service you could ever imagine, with the best music. I mean, it's just the best. So Reverend Karen, Rick, April and her daughter, and Michael Garamoni, and it's just sensational. And but we get busy, and we forget that the point of power in the present moment is in the present moment, and we access it by getting still, by entering that silence, which is everywhere. You can do this in the middle of the mall. You can do this in the middle of the movie theater. You can do it when you're out with your friends and family, or when you're by yourself. It isn't some place to go. It's an attitude of saying yes to this thing is in me now. I'm just about finished my Barking at the Choir book, and again, it just continues to inspire me how this man, through his willingness to just be love, he has gang members from all of the gang members that have sworn to hate each other and kill each other, working together in these homeboy industries, working together. And he said one of the things I read last night, he was talking about at one time he had an African-American, Hispanic, and white supremacist working together on a team. And he thought to himself, wow, how great is God that this connection between them, that they respect and love one another. They're not mushy. They're actually pretty funny, and they joke together, but isn't that how we connect? And especially men, let's face it, this is how you connect. You don't know how to get, well, some of you do because you've been around here long enough, but mostly it's so easy for men to show their affection by joking, by teasing. And most women don't get that. At least I never got it. Hence 3 marriages, 3 divorces. It's about time I woke up, right? That I learned this. As I was reading last night, one of the books I read, Diane King Van gave it to me several Christmases ago. It's called The Light from Many Lamps. And it's just a series of stories highlighting the lives of various people that have made a difference in life. And one of the ones that first caught my eye was this one about this is about a man named Henry Francis Lyte, L-Y-T-E. Does anyone know who that is? Yeah, I didn't either. And he was a minister in a I'm not sure what kind of, what denomination, but probably some kind of Protestant denomination. And it begins by saying, slowly the Reverend Henry Francis Lyte walked into his study. His heart was sad and burdened. This had been another Sunday, like so many Sundays, in the long years behind him. A half-empty church. Tight, hard faces, listening without hearing. Minds far away, hearts locked against the meaning of his words. He had accomplished so very little here in Brixham. He had tried to bring these people closer to God and tried to teach them the meaning of love and faith, of tolerance and kindness. but he had failed. He knew by the hatreds and the cruelties, by the feuds between the neighbors, by the greed and petty jealousies, how bitterly he had failed. He was an old man now, near the end of his journey. He was tired and ill. The doctor had told him he had only a few months to live. He thumbed the well-worn Bible on his desk, and it fell open at once to his favorite passage. Abide with us, for it is toward evening and the day is far gone. In the quiet of his curtained study, he read and reread those familiar, comforting words. And all at once, he was no longer old and tired. All at once, he was no longer sad and burdened, no longer discouraged. Words sang through his mind, and he put them down on paper. And in less than an hour, he had written one of the most beautiful and inspiring hymns of all time, the first verse of which is, "Abide with me, fast falls the eventide. The darkness deepens, Lord, with me abide. When other helpers fail and comforts flee, help of the helpless, oh, abide with me." Now, I'm very familiar with this hymn. We used to sing it in the Protestant church that I grew up in, and it was often sung in funerals and special occasions like that. And it is a comforting song. But in Ernest Holmes' words, in his language, the author had gone into the silence. And that's what happens. Sometimes it takes us to be so discouraged that we give up. That we really just allow a new idea in. A greater idea than what we've been striving toward. And when we do that, something wonderful happens. On Wednesday, we had the most amazing Wednesday's Wisdom ever. And it was a surprise. So for those of you who didn't get the memo, it wasn't about Reverend Karen at all. Even though her title was Celebrating Me, it was all about to celebrate Reverend Judy Chapman. And we did it so well that it was a complete surprise. Reverend Judy did not know. She was kept, as people kept coming in that we hadn't seen for a long time, she's whispering to me and to Karen and Rick, "I'm going to have those guys come more often. Look at all the people that I haven't seen for a long time." Well, of course, everyone was coming to see her, to say, "Judy, you have made a difference in our lives." And the reason we did it was very simply this. Judy is a person who gives. She gives and gives and gives. And she gives, that's her nature, I think. It's been who I've known all of the years I've been here. And it's not just here on Sunday, it's everywhere. And it's to everyone. She gives of her time, she gives of her talent, she gives of herself. And we wanted to give back to her something she'd appreciate. And it didn't actually take us long to figure out, well, what does Judy love? She loves people. And what would she appreciate? She would appreciate those same people saying, "I love you." And so if you weren't here Wednesday, it's never too late. And people wrote little notes to her that she can keep and keep forever. So please avail yourself of that opportunity today. And don't just stop with Reverend Judy. There's so many people in your life that make a difference because they give to you. They give their real attention to you. They say, "I see you." And those are the ones that would be really great for you to say, "Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for being with me." And it all does come from that connection with Source, the connection with God. Some of you don't know this because I haven't talked about it much, but this coming Friday, I'm leaving for a very big trip. I'm going to Rome for 2 weeks. I'm meeting my two sisters there, and we're going to have a real extraordinary time. My one sister has to go back home. It's her timeshare that we're going to be staying in, but she has to go back home because she's a teacher. So she's actually in Spain right now and there for a week, and then she'll come over to Rome and join us over there, and then I'm staying for an extra week. I've never been there. I'm very excited. Wade and Kimberly, who are world travelers, gave me a book of phrases, so I've been looking at it once in a while, like, oh my gosh, if I want to ask where's the bathroom, here's how you ask it. I haven't even really taken the time, but of course there's the long plane rides over there. I'm sure I'll get a little time to look at the hints, the language, and to take that opportunity to know that we're more than the language that we speak. And we're always communicating from the heart. So what I know is going to be a wonderful connection, seeing all of that art and having that art see me, right?
Yes.
Right. As I'm in the Sistine Chapel looking up, as I'm in Florence looking up, enjoying these beauteous treasures of the world. And I feel so blessed to be able to do this. And so thank you to my sister Cheryl, because I have to tell you this part, her timeshare costs us $238 a week for all three of us, a week.
Oh my.
I mean, come on, that is just so good. So God is so great, and I'm so grateful. So I wanted to say that to you, so I'm not ignoring you if you were wishing me Happy New Year. I'm just not here, and I will wish you back Happy New Year when I get home. You're in my hearts, of course. You're in my heart wherever I am. So I want to close by sharing with you a couple of things. First of all, I've already posted this on my Facebook page, so some of you have already read it. It comes from my friend, David Bruner, and I just liked it. It was so much fun. He says, I'm saying this, it's almost 2019. I'll be another year older, and I still have so many unanswered questions. I haven't found out who let the dogs out. Where's the beef? How to get to Sesame Street? Why Dora doesn't just use Google Maps? Why do all flavors of Fruit Loops taste exactly the same? Or how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Why eggs are packaged in a flimsy carton, but batteries are secured in plastic that's tough as nails? What does the fox say? Why abbreviated is such a long word, and why is there a D in fridge but not in refrigerator? Why lemon juice is made with artificial flavor, yet dishwashing liquid is made with real lemons? Why they sterilize the needle for lethal injections? And why do you have to put your 2 cents in when it's only a penny for your thoughts? Where's that extra penny going to? Why does the alphabet song and Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star have the same tune? And why did you just try to sing those 2 previous songs? And just what exactly is Victoria's Secret? Think I am this witty? I actually got this from a friend who stole it from a brother's girlfriend, uncle's cousins who lived next door to the old classmate's mailman. Now it's your turn to take it from me. So go to my Facebook page, copy and post on your own. It's such a fun thing, and we all need a laugh. We all need a laugh. So, in the silence, I'm ready to pray, and I'm going to start. So, Jules, are you going to? Where is Jules? Where did
He's
he go?
right there. Hiding in the corner.
Are you going to? Okay. We're going to start with a couple of maybe 1 minute of just silence, and since I'm talking about in the silence, and then we'll follow that with prayer. Let God talk to you. And so, in this holy moment of right now, I remind myself that in the silence, I find God. And that presence is ever available, for it's omnipresent. It is all-knowing. It is all-power. It is in and through and as all life. It is in and through and as me right here, right now. And so I speak this word for each one of us in the first person. This is what I know is true. I know that the creative mind of the divine is moving through my mind, illuminating it so that I see more clearly my connection with all beings, my blessing in being here as senior minister is illuminating the connection with friends, with relatives, with life itself, and with God. Knowing that God is not something separate from me, but actually my expression, my experience, is that thing itself that fills me up. What I know is that I am that wholeness that God is. I know that every cell, every tissue, every function, every fiber of my being is awakened to the awareness of God in me as my body, as the body of this being that I am, that is healthy, whole, and perfect, that is filled with life, that is youthful, eternally youthful, and spiritually mature. I know that this I am that I am is divine love. And so I love in a greater way. First of all, I focus inward, loving that highest power within me that is God, the self that I am, the self that, the part of me that I try to deny, that which is the wonders but also the warts. I accept it all and see it all as good and very good, for it is the wholeness of the divine in manifest form. I accept for myself and for each one prosperity that is absolutely abundant, that is ever increasing, and is not dependent on the stock market at all. That this ever increasing financial abundance is that God is my source. And with God as my source, there is always more than enough. I know that not only am I the prosperity and the wholeness, but I am the love that God is. And that love is the connection that I have in life and to people and with people. It is the connection to my work, my right work. It is the connection to all things. And what I know for each one is that there is expression, and I am the expression of the divine, that only I can do. And this is true for each and every one of us. I'm so very grateful that I know what I know. I'm grateful that in this palpable silence that is God's presence, that I accept deeply and fully the power of the divine. It is done, it is complete. I'm so very grateful that it is so. And please help me anchor it in the law of mind by saying with me,
And so it is.
And now, the Kalama Brothers.
The boys have invited me to sing with them. I hope you don't ruin it.
Yes. Please welcome to the stage, Jamie Kalama.
Your love is lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up, quench my desire. I'll be at your side evermore. Don't you know your love keeps on lifting higher, higher and higher. Don't you know your love keeps on lifting me higher and higher. Now I bust down body. Disappointment was my closest friend. And you left, and it soon departed. We have to take this space again. Come on, keeps on lifting higher, higher and higher. Don't you know your love keeps on lifting me higher and higher. Let's be the ones I'm so glad that I finally found you. Yes, that one in a million girls. With my loving arms around you, I can stand up and face the world. Keeps on lifting it higher, higher and higher. There you go. Don't you know your love keeps on lifting me higher and higher. One more. Don't you know your love keeps on lifting it higher, higher and higher. Don't you know your love keeps on lifting me higher and
Thank you, guys. We love you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jamie, for joining your sons. That was just fabulous. And for just stepping in this morning as music song leader, which will come again in a few minutes. If the stewards would please come forward, it's time for us to share our gifts, our tithes, our offerings. And how we do this is we take a few seconds of gratitude and we say our prosperity affirmation together, and then we have the gratitude, and then we're going to sing, I'm so blessed, I think. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay. Let's say together, my offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply and symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply. instrument, Ed?
The Portuguese guitar.
Portuguese guitar, just beautiful. Thank you.
Beautiful.
I'd like to acknowledge those of you who are in service, and first of all, I'd like to acknowledge Jules Vogel, who is here sitting in for Diane King Van for the next couple of weeks. And Jamie Kalama, who stepped in, just nailed it, stepped in. And now anyone who is in service today or has been in service this week, stand up so we can give you a lot of love. We're so grateful for all that you get, all that you are. The special subset of the people standing are our practitioners trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer. If you want your life transformed, make an appointment to see one of these wonderful people. And to get a taste of that on a Sunday, stop by one of the affirmative prayer tables or in the Tranquility Group. The people who are in service today are Marlene Cutler, Dave Friedman, Tony Sparks, and Kathy Story. Let's acknowledge our And I'd also like to acknowledge Reverend Judy, who stepped in at the last minute also. Reverend Karen was scheduled for And if anyone's here for the very first time, we have a gift for you, and all you need to do is pop up or at least raise your hand and let us know. There! Hey. Keep your hand up until. And here also, here too. Bill. No, here. Right here. Anyone else? So happy that you joined us today. We're going to affirm you. So just open up, and we're going to say some wonderful things about you. Everybody after me. Welcome to our center.
Welcome to our center.
You have blessed us by your presence.
You have blessed us by your presence.
We know that you're a spiritual being.
We know that you're a spiritual being.
And your beingness has made a difference here.
And your beingness has made a difference here.
Welcome.
Welcome.
There's a welcome card in that little green bag, and it will tell you some stuff about our center, and also if you take it to the bookstore, you'll receive another gift. So you just need to fill it out and take it to the bookstore. And now there are announcements that I'm going to do. Once I find them. But they're going to be up there anyway. Okay. So after service today, Conscious Connections is right here from 12 o'clock to 12:30. Please join the discussion about the silence facilitated by Mary Brogdon. Childcare is provided. By the way, the bookstore is open. Bookstore manager Kathy Story says encourage them to come in and do their last minute Christmas shopping. So do it, do it, do it. There's no Wednesday's Wisdom this week because it'll resume on January 3rd. So this week it's dark. But tomorrow is our annual Christmas Eve service, and bring your family, your friends, and everybody that you know. It is a really special service with absolutely exquisite music beginning at 4:45. Also coming up on December 31st at noon, global something, anyway, Greenwich time, Greenwich Mean Time. You can't just put GMT for me, Greenwich Mean Time, which translates to 4 a.m. our time. And for a collective world peace meditation, Patrick Freeman is going to be leading that, but many people are participating. It's always a really, really sacred time, and then he takes everybody out for breakfast, so it's well worth getting up and remembering to do it. That's the 31st, not the 1st. Okay, starting Monday, January 14th, Mary Brogdon has a new book study on Judgment Detox. What a good book. By Gabrielle Bernstein. This is provided on a love offering basis, and a sign-up sheet is available on the kiosk. Ask Mary, see Mary if you have any questions. On the 22nd, I'll be starting my new class for the first part of the year. It's the Essential Ernest Holmes, which is about Ernest's writings. It's not about his life, and it's really a great class. See me if you have questions, sign up on the kiosk. Save the date. We have, Karen has got a guitarist on January 25th. It's on the other part of this. So I'm not sure if his name is Hiroa Tsukamoto.
Yes.
Tsukamoto?
Tsukamoto.
Tsukamoto. And he is wonderful. I looked him up on and listened on YouTube. He's wonderful. It's very mesmerizing, soft acoustic guitar music. It's just beautiful, and he's world famous. So come on out. It's a $25 suggested love offering. If there's any more, they're not on here. because the rest is somewhere else. Take your inserts home and read them. And now the children.